you all so much for coming today. I'm Roxanne Stevenson, the Executive Director of the Martin House Children's Advocacy Center for Gregg and Harrison counties. We want to thank you so much for attending our Raising Hope event in recognition of Child Abuse Prevention Month. I'd like to take a minute to thank three very special ladies who also serve on our Board of Directors and are responsible for putting today's event together. Claudine Giffen, raise your hand. Carol Manley, next to her. And Tempe Kirby, who could not be here today. They, along with the precious and very talented children you see up here today, are responsible for putting together this inspirational program. I'd also like to acknowledge the other staff members of the Martin House, Kelly Fawcett, where are you, Kelly? Yay! And Christina Wyatt. We at the Martin House Children's Advocacy Center are committed to ensuring that every child who is suffering from abuse and comes to our center has an opportunity to be heard, feel protected, and receive the services that are vital to his or her continued safety and future well-being. I encourage all of you to make the commitment with us to shatter the silence that surrounds child abuse and make every month Child Abuse Prevention Month. At this time, it is my privilege to introduce our chairman of the board, Mr. Tim Vaughn.
Thank you, Roxanne. Once again, on behalf of the board of directors for the Children's Advocacy Center of Gregg and Harrison County, we appreciate your time here today because it's very important for this worthwhile cause that we do year-round. This is going to be a very nice occasion and event today, but at the same time, behind all this, some very serious things that take place and that are addressed. We have the opportunity to administer help and counseling to over 350 children a year just in our area alone. As disturbing as that number is, the good news is we're providing them a place to talk, someone to talk to listen to, and it's just as important to take care of the abuser and put them where they need to be. As it is Child Abuse Prevention Month, as we recognize that today, we thought it was appropriate to have this program during that time. But we have some very special guests in front of us. As you can see, a lot of very well-dressed young boys and girls are fixing to provide us a program for us, a little song, in behalf of our event today. These students from Trinity School of Texas and the Artsview Children's Theater have been rehearsing this song that they will be performing. The name of the song is called A Place Called Hope. And this could be a theme song for the Martin House, the Children's Advocacy Center, because that is what we provide, is hope and healing for these kids that are abused. We want to give our sincere appreciation to the students, the teachers, the parents, the Trinity School of Texas, and the Artsview Children's Theater for making this event special and being our special guest. I'd also like to recognize from Trinity School of Texas, Michelle Stone. Artsview Children's Theater, Pamela Bump. Providing lead vocals in just a minute for this song, Caroline Bump. Putting all this stage work together in the sound system from Electric Stageworks, Tommy Ochoa. And for providing the arrangements and everything on behalf of the Gregg County Courthouse, the maintenance staff of the courthouse. This is a team project that we do throughout the year. We have a volunteer board that serves, but we have partner agencies, the District Attorney's Office, Child Protective Services, and the police departments that work together to bring these cases to a jury if possible. And we want to thank all of them, and representing some of them, our Gregg County District Attorney, Carl Dura. We have representatives of the Sheriff Maxie Serliano's Sheriff's Department. No Tim. Chief Don Dingler from the Longview PD. Charlie Smith in the White Oak PD. Todd Hunter in the Kilgore PD. And Farrell Alexander in the Gladewater Police Department. Let's give them a round of applause for all they do. I also want to recognize our board of directors who spend a lot of time with fundraisers, because this takes a lot of local money that is raised that is matched with state funding to provide the kind of services we need to provide, not only on the interviewing process, but all the way through to counseling afterwards, because that is just as important. Our board of directors could recognize you raise your hands. Keith Honey, Rick Evans, Carol Manley, Claudine Giffen. Okay. Also, a special guest of mine and represent, because we are so committed, involved with the children, it was important that we have the represented from our local education agency in school districts. Would you welcome a dear friend of mine, Dr. James Wilcox with the Longview Independent School District as superintendent. Dr. Wilcox, thank you for coming. At this time, it is an honor of mine to introduce a very great friend, but more importantly, a great friend of the Children's Advocacy Center. Just a few years ago, it was his vision to take this Children's Advocacy Center and bring it out from under an umbrella of other agencies and make it a standalone organization because of the scope of what we were doing. Judge Bill Stout was able to make this happen. This past fall, we recognized him as our first Advocate Award winner, and he's been very instrumental, along with the Commissioner's Court and others. But would you join me in welcoming the Honorable Judge Bill Stout to read a proclamation? Judge.
Thank you, Tim. It's also a privilege for me to be a part of this as well, and thank all the people involved that make the CSC what it is, and the parents, and educators, and law enforcement. Thank you. On behalf of Gregg County, I'd like to read this proclamation. April 2012, Child Abuse Prevention Month in Gregg County. The Martin House Children's Advocacy Center of Gregg and Harrison Counties, raising hope. Whereas child abuse is a national tragedy that affects millions of children and families in the United States every day. Whereas everyone as individuals, churches, businesses, and as greater society needs to take responsibility in offering parents and families the education, support, and skills they need to provide a healthy, safe, nurturing home for their children. Whereas in Gregg County in 2011, 1,690 allegations of child abuse or neglect were made. Let me say that again, 1,690. That's 1,690 too many. Whereas in Gregg County there were 313 confirmed victims of child abuse and neglect, with 92 children being removed from their homes. Whereas in Gregg County there were 258 children who made allegations of sexual and/or physical abuse to law enforcement. And whereas the governing board and staff of the volunteers of the Martin House Children's Advocacy Center of Gregg and Harrison Counties are committed to providing programs and resources to children who are victims of child abuse and neglect. Whereas in Gregg County and surrounding counties, there are numerous committed judges, attorneys, law enforcement, workers in the community, volunteers, public officials, and professionals who are collaborating in their effort to eliminate child abuse in our respective counties, and to thereby give our children hope and a sense of security. Therefore, it be resolved that Gregg County Commissioners Court declare the month of April 2012 Child Abuse Month, Prevention Month in Gregg County. Thank you. It is my honor at this time to introduce to you a very good friend and a very good advocate and a very good, great district judge in Gregg County for family, Judge Tim Womack.
Thank you. Thanks to all of you for being here today. And I will be brief because we have such great entertainment lined up. We need to get to that as well. But I do want to say just a few words on this very important issue. I can think of nothing more precious than the innocence of a child. And it is an unfortunate fact that in this county alone, that innocence is damaged and or destroyed at a higher rate than any of us would like to think about. I have been on the bench of the 307th Family District Court for about a year and a half now. And I can assure you that it has been an eye-opening experience with regard to the level and the frequency of abuse that we have right here in Gregg County. As Judge Stout indicated to you the numbers just a moment ago, if you'll think about what the numbers say, our Child Advocacy Center has assisted over 250 children in the year 2011. Ladies and gentlemen, that's over 20 children a month that has issues related to neglect or abuse, which the fine folks at the Child Advocacy Center are involved in trying to concern themselves with, find out the details of, and bring assistance to these children. I want to say a special thank you to the Child Advocacy Center, those folks that are in charge down there that work diligently. They do an outstanding job. I see it firsthand. This center provides a safe haven, a comfortable place for the children of our community who've been dealt a very difficult, life-altering blow to be able to talk about that issue and provide the details surrounding those very difficult issues to people who've been trained to help them through this matter, so that that information can get to another outstanding department we have here in Gregg County, and that's our district attorney's office. Our district attorney, Carl Dura, and his assistant district attorneys do an extraordinary job of pursuing these abuse cases and bringing people who are abusers to justice. It would be a wonderful, wonderful world indeed if there was no need for the Child Advocacy Center. I pray and I hope that one day perhaps that may be the case. But until it is, thank goodness for the folks that work at the Child Advocacy Center, our district attorney's office, our folks that work in the Department of Family and Protective Services with our CPS organization that are there for the protection of children, organizations such as CASA, our court-appointed special advocates, who come before the court representing the interests of those children who don't have a voice for themselves in our courts. These people and numerous other agencies, I don't mean to exclude anyone, numerous other agencies that are involved. Our law enforcement officials, these are very difficult cases. They require a unique ability by all the people involved, and all of these people and all of these agencies who work so diligently to try to care for these young boys and girls who have been dealt this blow, and at the same time bring those perpetrators to justice. They all deserve a big round of applause and our thanks. Let me conclude by just simply saying that I could not be more pleased with the efforts in this community to bring this issue to the forefront. I thank the Board of Directors of the Child Advocacy Center for this great day. I thank the county for making April Child Abuse Prevention Month so that we can have an occasion to bring this somewhat secretive issue to the forefront. It needs to be addressed. And ladies and gentlemen, let me just say too, it is a real issue. Many of you sitting out here today have probably never had any personal dealings with the issues of child neglect, child abuse, sexual abuse of a child, and obviously that's a wonderful thing. But don't let that failure to have a personal relationship with someone that's had that effect prevent you from becoming involved into helping prevent this tragedy that plagues our society. It has become, unfortunately, in my opinion, it's become more frequent than it has less frequent. We need the help of everyone in Gregg County. If you believe, if you see, if you witness abuse of children or something that you believe to be abuse, you have an obligation to our society, to our children, to report what you know and what you see to the proper authorities. These are the most vulnerable people in our community, our children. They have very little ways in which to protect themselves. It's our obligation and our duty to do so. And I would urge you to stay vigilant, keep your eyes open, and do all you can to help prevent this travesty we have. It is my privilege and my honor to have been invited here today to talk to you briefly about this very serious matter. Look before you today. What wonderful young boys and girls. Is there anything more precious than that innocence, than what I have before me? I can't think of anything. Let's all do what we can to protect them. Thank you for letting me be here today.
Okay, haven't they been acting really good? They're ready, huh? Well, once again, we want to thank, it's important we thank our board of directors. We have Pat Watson here, Kevin Brownlee, Terry Roach, among the others we mentioned. But right down over here in front of me, this young lady, Texas A&M, she is the one that this is Kelly Fawcett. Y'all hear it now? She conducts all the interviews. She sits on bean bags. She draws with them. She talks with them and listens. Kelly, you need to give her a round of applause. Because of our volume, we've now added another staff member who will start conducting interviews. We're very fortunate to have Christina Wyatt here with us as well, who has taken on this role and offloading some of the work Kelly does. Christina, thank you. Where's Jenny Huckle? Jenny, come up here a minute. This is important. When we go through the interview process and it's presented to the DA's office, would you give Jenny Huckle a round of applause? This is the assistant DA. She's the one who's trying to put the bad guys in prison. Thank you, Jenny, for what you do. Now, this is Miss Caroline Bump.
There is a place I want to be. It's a place called hope, where I am free to take a chance on a brand new day. I'm growing strong. I'm gonna find my way in a place called hope. There is a boat, and she sails the sea. It's my boat called Hope, and she carries me through waters rough, through waters calm. All my dreams on board, I keep moving on in my boat called Hope. There is a train waiting just for me. It's my train called Hope. There is a place deep in my heart. It's a place called hope. That's where I start to take a chance. I'm gonna be alright. I'm gonna live my life. I'm gonna shine my light in a place called hope. 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 In a place called hope.